Paul Jackson Pollock, known professionally as Jackson Pollock, was an influential American painter and a major figure in the abstract expressionist movement. He was well known for his unique style of drip painting. During his lifetime, Pollock enjoyed considerable fame and notoriety. He was a major artist of his generation. Regarded as reclusive, he had a volatile personality, and struggled with alcoholism for most of his life. In 1945, he married the artist Lee Krasner, who became an important influence on his career and on his legacy. Pollock died at the age of 44 in an alcohol-related single-car accident when he was driving. In December 1956, several months after his death, Pollock was given a memorial retrospective exhibition at the Museum of Modern Art in New York City. A larger, more comprehensive exhibition of his work was held there in 1967. In 1998 and 1999, his work was honored with large-scale retrospective exhibitions at MoMA and at the Tate in London. Early life. Pollock was born in Cody, Wyoming, in 1912, the youngest of 5 sons. His parents, Stella Mae and Leroy Pollock, were born and grew up in Tingley, Iowa and were educated at Tingley High School. Pollock's mother is interred at Tingley Cemetery, Ringgold County, Iowa. His father had been born with the surname McCoy, but took the surname of his adoptive parents. Neighbors who adopted him after his own parents had died within a year of each other. Stella and Leroy Pollock were Presbyterian. They were of Irish and Scots-Irish descent, respectively. Leroy Pollock was a farmer and later a land surveyor for the government, moving for different jobs. Jackson grew up in Arizona and Chico, California. While living in Echo Park, California, he enrolled at Los Angeles Manual Arts High School, from which he was expelled. He had already been expelled in 1928 from another high school. During his early life, Pollock explored Native American culture while on surveying trips with his father. In 1930, following his older brother Charles Pollock, he moved to New York City, where they both studied under Thomas Hart Benton at the Art Students League. Benton's rural American subject matter had little influence on Pollock's work, but his rhythmic use of paint and his fierce independence were more lasting. In the early 1930s, Pollock spent a summer touring the western United States together with Glenn Rounds, a fellow art student, and Benton, their teacher. From 1938 to 1942, during the Great Depression, Pollock worked for the WPA Federal Art Project, trying to deal with his established alcoholism. From 1938 through 1941, Pollock underwent Jungian psychotherapy with Dr. Joseph Henderson and later with Dr. Violet Stobe de Laszlo in 1941-42. Henderson engaged him through his art, encouraging Pollock to make drawings. Jungian concepts and archetypes were expressed in his paintings. Recently, historians have hypothesized that Pollock might have had bipolar disorder. Early career and technique. Pollock signed a gallery contract with Peggy Guggenheim in July 1943. He received the commission to create mural, which measures roughly 8 feet tall by 20 feet long, for the entry to her new townhouse. At the suggestion of her friend and advisor Marcel Duchamp, Pollock painted the work on canvas, rather than the wall, so that it would be portable. After seeing the big mural, the art critic Clement Greenberg wrote, "I took one look at it and I thought, now that's great art, and I knew Jackson was the greatest painter this country had produced." The catalogue introducing his first exhibition described Pollock's talent as volcanic. "It has fire. It is unpredictable. It is undisciplined. It spills out of itself in a mineral prodigality, not yet crystallized." Marriage and family. In October 1945, Pollock married the American painter Lee Krasner. In November, they moved out of the city to the Springs area of East Hampton on the South Shore of Long Island. With the help of a down payment loan from Peggy Guggenheim, they bought a wood frame house and barn at 830 Springs Fireplace Road. Pollock converted the barn into a studio. In that space, he perfected his big drip technique of working with paint, with which he would become permanently identified.